Boom. It moves. Okay. Just look and see. Not too laggy. Right. Cool. Oh, snap. We have parts. Parts. Oh, breath. Looking good. Boom. Right there. Bing. Okay. Now I need to start the center drum piece here real quick. Two. No. Had to be the last file, of course. Okay, print that guy. Go for. Alright, now oh, hey, Jake, hey. Well, welcome back. Got the gauntlets to finish up tonight. And then we're starting in on the Maximilian machine cannon for him. So I've been mulling over color of the parts and whatnot, you know. I don't think I'm going to do the back strut in yellow. I'm going to do that in blue. So just continuing it, you know, eventually we're going to go through all the weapon systems. Once this guy is complete, I still have to do the turret pieces here today. But yeah, just continuing the long road of getting all the guns and parts together on this guy, and then one day I will, soon probably, I'm going to take him all back apart with the exception of the painted parts and prime him and clear coat him and get him ready for hand painting, and that's going to be a whole different hill of beans. What do you got going on tonight or today? How's life been? Hopefully good up there in the Great White North, eh? uh, let's see here. We got 2 people now. It's not quite like last night where we had 100 plus people. That was funny. Let's see, refresh that. It's telling me I'm pretty good here. Hi, you're welcome. I told my wife about how like there were 140 people last night, and she was like, "Oh wow!" I'm like, it was a little crazy. Oh, by the way, JK, how does my music level sound? It's not too loud, is it? Because like I noticed that I couldn't really get any background music in the last video that I made. I just want to make sure it's, you know, decent. Yeah, 200. I wish. Add 2 zeros to what we've got right now. That'd be great. Here's to hoping. So I saw somebody had downloaded the Caractacus files from Cold Street E the other day, and I was like, maybe that was JK. Maybe he got his printer. Ah, okay. But you can hear it pretty decent? Or does it need to be louder? Or is it the right level? Ooh, I'm gonna need another wrist. Oh, there it is. Cool. If you're happy, I'm happy. Ah. Some bumping around upstairs. Kids are having a sleepover, you know, last chance before school starts, so they're enjoying themselves. There we are. Did you put the order in for your printer yet? I pinned that guy on, didn't I? Have to unpin that. That would be a good one. We had a piano. It was from like 1930s. And it was given to us by a family friend after he passed away. We tried to donate it too. But apparently pianos have a lifespan, you know, and a lot of them aren't, they don't take a lot of them because they get to a certain point where they can't really repair them economically. And we ended up having to, like, what was it? We gave it to, we just gave it to a guy who actually repairs pianos for a living, you know, and he enjoys, like, the work. And we were lucky to find him, but nobody wanted our piano. I mean, I'm not trying to spook you. But it was just like, you would think that a piano would have some longevity to it, but we literally got told that now, after a certain point, they're not viable anymore. It's like, it's a piano. You can tune those things. Ah, okay. That's a whole different hill of beans. Not as bad. Not an issue. Oh, I bet they are. Especially if a church needs it. That'd be perfect. I don't think I cut myself enough. filament here. Cross pin this properly. Yeah. Maybe get a tax write-off for it. Who knows? Yeah, that works. Not as stiff as I usually like it, but I think we'll redo that. There we go. So how was your day? Do anything interesting? Or just work and chill? Oh yeah. No, I get it. I mean, like if you could donate it to like a church, like you mentioned, that'd be the ideal thing. Because you know they'd put it to use. They'd find some parish that needs it. Totally. Or a school or a music school of some kind. And that'd be good if you found a place for it like that. Problem is like some of these charities are a scam too. That's one thing I learned in the past. I'm not sure if you ever heard of Cars for Kids. I mean, they may not have that in Canada, but it was a thing where you could take your old clunker and donate it to this organization, and then it was supposed to, the money they make off is supposed to go to help children. No, it was a scam from the get go. Feel good scam to line the pockets of a bunch of gangsters. That made me mad because I had donated like a couple vans that were really nice, but they were having problems. There we are. Yeah. Bad guys. Yeah. 1877 Cars for Kids or whatever it was. Some people have no morals, man. I'm telling you. They'll do anything for a buck, even lie about where it's going. There we are. That is good and tight. Do I have any more filaments in blue? Darn it. I may have to go clip some blue filament. I will be right back. 2 seconds. There we are. And some of these ask for donations, and the high ups get paid. Yeah, I know, right? Like what? Like the question is, where did like the humanity go? Like you make this organization. You're there to help people, and they think that they have to like make these huge salaries. It's like, why couldn't there be a CEO of these organizations that's like, I'm just going to make 50, 70 grand a year and live a normal life, and everything else goes to the people that it's intended to go to. But that's how these scams work. Tug on your heartstrings and steal your money. Anywho, that may be the one. Doesn't help if you put lotion on your hands right before you try and force filament through. You like slip. Yeah. Take that down a little bit. Go. Let's see here. Oh, we have 3 people watching. Excellent. The 3rd person has arrived. Let's get a couple zeros behind that. Maybe 3 or 4. Well, you see, I got these areas I've already painted right here, and that's the outer shell, the armor color that it's going to be, and then the undercarriage here, like where the way his head is painted is the way that all this blue is going to be transformed. It's going to be darkened up a bit with like um, the grease and wear of being like an ancient machine. Not really ancient machine, I guess it's a prototype, but either way, he'll have that he'll look like a piece of old construction equipment. He'll have that worn look to him. I'm gonna add some rust in certain areas. Like I got a whole bunch of painting techniques I'm gonna apply to him, and you'll be able to see it all. I've saved the rest of I had to learn how to use an airbrush because I wanted him to be in yellow, and when I tried to paint it by hand, yellow, like you'll find this out, yellow is one of the worst colors to paint by hand. It just does not want to cooperate, and you know the best way to get it on there is with an airbrush. It really coats a lot better that way, and then you can build up the layers. So I wanted to take the challenge of making him a color that is the bane of most people's existence. Darn it. Come on, guy. Oh, that's right. You did mention that. Yeah. I don't know what it is about yellow. It's just that it's like you'll paint a layer on it and you come back to paint it again and it'll wipe that layer right off. You have to wait really long time between layers and stuff like that. At least with plastics and things. There you go. Sand the TPU. Maybe that'll work. It's just a little too tight. Maybe. Remember we talked about that. I asked you if you were a Bob Ross fan. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just put Bob Ross on in the background and just chill. Today we're making ourselves a happy little robot. Remember, this is your happy little robot, and there are no mistakes here. Uh, let's put a nice little cross pin in this happy little robot. Trim that down. It's not cooperating. Oh, he did. See, that's the thing. Regarding primer, some people, I've seen tutorials, they're like, use pink. So they're like, they put a layer, their base coat is pink or white, and then they put the yellow layers on top of it then, and they get pretty good results. Now, what's funny is that the only part of this head cowl here that's painted is the trim. That's just the plastic right there that I stained to match the color of this yellow here and here and here and here. And some of these pieces weren't even primed. These weren't primed when I used the airbrush on them, and it worked really well. These were primed, you know, and it worked really well too. You know, the only thing that I had an issue with was with adhesion primer taking care of the adhesion issue. Yeah, and that's a big one. Save all of your failed parts. You know, I have all kinds of stuff that I keep around. Save all your fail parts because you can use them to test your paints and test your colors to see if you like the way it looks. And then you just apply that to your finished model, your perfect one. Because, like, you know, when you're 3D printing, you're gonna have some failures. It's par for the course. Come on, guy. That lotion's biting me in the butt right now. Can't grip anything. Rat. I think I just cut these things too long. That's probably too short, but let's see. What in God's name? Broken buildings, dead robots. Yeah, sure. Hey, whatever your imagination come up with, man. That's what it's all about. I mean, you know, that's what this whole thing is about, is just fueling that imagination, being a big kid, having fun. You know? And like I've said before, it's just therapeutic to be able to sit here and make a model and just hang out. You know, after a chaotic day, just sit down, chill, talk, and work on your craft. No, we're still at 3, not 300. Don't know what. Maybe the Chinese algorithm didn't pick me up yet. Okay. I did it again. There we go. Maybe right now. One more time. No way. Ah, dang it. I'm right on the edge here. I'm gonna get it. That's the problem with this, is it's trial and error to get the right length. Okay. Oh yes, it's like isn't it fun? Like, you see a new thing, something that just like an encounter with something like this, or like, a new movie, and you like, you get all these ideas about, oh man, that'd be so cool to replicate and make a diorama or something. One thing for sure is like the building process really gets the juices going too, because you're like, maybe I add this to this or change that. There we go. Finally. Okay, that feels pretty good. Well, dude, like, she can think that all she wants. The reality is, it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't. Sometimes a waste of time is good for the soul. And I get it. I have a wife too. I understand. Why are you bothered with that? No. Does it make you money? No, it makes me happy, sweetheart. But so do you. You always have to add that one. It's like, you make me happy too. So just let me have this one. Which one's the thumb again? Did I think. I don't think we have a thumb here. We'll have to get a thumb. I mean, every man's got to have a hobby. Something that you can just slow down and enjoy. What's the harm in that? Who knows? Maybe they're just, you know, upset by the fact that you can sit there quietly and be happy. Oops, that's the wrong tool. No, that's true. There's always a time to make money, but there's also a time just to make happiness for yourself and for others. And at the end of the day, you have to have something for yourself too. It's only fair. Plus, if you ever, once you get your 3D printer and you're off to the races with this, if you ever want, just go onto Tinkercad and you can import any of these parts and change them. You put your name on it. You can import some flames or something, or skulls, or you can modify it however you want. And I encourage that because it teaches you how to use the software, and you can make some pretty cool stuff. This model is meant to be modded in every way, shape, and form. Right? Right. And you know what? I'm right there with you. Well, I explained that one to my wife too. It's like you could be married to a husband who can't stand to be in the house. A husband who's gonna get out of the house all the time. I'm like, babe, you know exactly where I am. You know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not like one of the husbands of one of your friends. You don't have to worry about me. It's like, I'm here. I'm your guy. That calms them down for about 5 minutes. And then they come back at you with something else crazy. Let's see. I mean, that was also my excuse when I was a kid about playing video games. My mother would get on my case. Oh, you play too many video games. It's like, Mom, it's like I could be out like my other friends, smoking dope, getting in trouble, but you know exactly where I am. And it's like, and I don't move from this space for hours at a time. You have not to worry about me. There aren't police officers bringing me home. No. No, there you're lucky. Of course, my wife's really not that good at making sandwiches. I'm the cook in the house, so it's like when I want a sandwich, I make the sandwich. Although I will say my wife does make a pretty darn good beef stew. Isn't that a cut off? She made a beef stew the other day that was really super awesome. And it hit just right because I had been out all day working. Shoot, lost that one. And I came home and I was hungry. Uh, and it was just like big pot of like just beef chunks and potatoes, and the meat fell apart. It was, that was a meal I hadn't had in a long time. Dang it, is it doing this again? It's not breaking off. Yeah, it's sharpen that guy one more time. One more time. My feed look a little chunky. I always worry about that. Let me reload it here. It says health is good. Very lucky man. My wife treats me like. Oh wow, that's awesome. Hey, they're still out there, you know. I don't believe that a lot of society is the way that the internet promotes it. You know, I mean, we see a lot of negative stuff on social media and whatnot, but I think a lot of people are just normal, you know. Okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up on that. Yeah, I'm very lucky to have my wife. She's traditional in many ways too. But she's sharp and very driven. So when something has to be done and she needs it done now, I'm the one doing it. There we go. You can see how that gauntlet looks. I kind of prefer this hand just because of the sheer like size of grip on it, you know. Let's get the thumb in there. Oops. Ah, congratulations, man. I'm coming up on 19 years this October. No. Time flies. I mean, it's amazing how quickly it flies by. That looks good. 30 years. Someday I'll be saying that myself. There we go. Cool. Oh, sure. I mean, when I can, you know, getting the actual time to sit down and read's a pain in the butt. Like I mentioned the other day that I was into the Horus Heresy series, and I'm not reading it. Like, I'm doing everything else and I'm listening to it on an audiobook. So, you know, I like reading when there's an audiobook involved. Yeah. It's hard to find time to sit down and read. I do enjoy it, and I do have books that I've gotten most of the way through. The last book that I read was Michael McCormick's The Road. I read that in one sitting. Very tragic, but compelling story. Not too dense. Yeah. When I can, I do enjoy reading. Hold on. What's going on here? Connection wants to... Give me a second, guys. Yeah, we might have a storm coming through. Be right back. Yes. Yeah. What's up? Oh my God. Okay, let me just... Okay, hold on. I'll be right up. Give me a second. I will have to come back in a few minutes. I've got some kids who are all bitten by mosquitoes and they need some anti-itch cream, so I will be right back. Hang in there. You got it. All right. Okay. We're back. Is the feed still breaking up? Looks like it's okay. Let me just reload this here. Let me check which since I'll go in there. Okay, I think Twitch looks good. Maybe. It's alright. Okay, cool. Let's grab a soda. Back to it. Let's. After the oldie Dr. Pepper. Oh no! It's just you and me now, JK. Looks like we lost the other guys. Just two old men hanging out, shooting the breeze. Where's a thumb? That's gotta be a thumb. That is not a thumb. Not a thumb. Not a thumb. Or maybe that is, yep, that is a thumb actually. There we go. Slightly shorter than the rest of them. Hey, good idea. There you go. Can't go wrong with the Dr. Pepper. Cheers. Refreshing. Oops. That one looks a little janky. Let's get a cleaner one. Janky. Next time I'm going to design the fingers better than this. They look cool in the 3D environment, but they don't print the best. I guess it's 6 1/2 dozen the other. That's our guy. Move that away a little bit. That one looks better, actually. Okay. Well, do you mean in like just like 3D design and stuff like that? Or do you mean just like hobbies, like hobby model building in general? Because if you mean like 3D design, I would say it probably started about, gosh, at least. Well, that definitely started, I'd say about 10 years ago, you know. Has it been 10 years? I would say it's been about 10 years. And it really all began with wanting to make a joint that clicked, you know, like an actual ratchet joint that functioned. And then people started posting models and designs online, and I started downloading them and saying, oh, this looks really cool, but I really want to modify it to look this way, or I want to change that. And it forced my hand, and I was like, okay, I gotta start designing, gotta start getting into figuring out how to do that. So I just did the old Google search for free softwares that allowed me to do such things, and one thing led to another, and after a lot of frustration and whatnot, I got to where I am today. You know, like a lot of things, like, you know, probably the same thing with like your landscape painting. You had a desire to do it, and maybe you had a teacher, maybe you didn't, but you found a way to do it, and you progressed. And then one day builds upon another, and you know, it adds up. And you get to where you are. I mean, you tell me, like, how did you get into landscape painting? Like, was it something you just always enjoyed, or always wanted to try, and then one day it worked out, or was it accidental? Lifelong dream? It's funny how life takes us down these weird alleys, and we find ourselves doing things that we never thought we would be doing. I never thought when I was a kid that I'd be making my own models and stuff. I mean, the technology simply didn't exist. Can I, guy? Oh, yeah. Well, I remember those days, like, in my drawing days, you know, we'd go to a Barnes & Noble or something like that. Back then it was called Library Limited. And they had books on how to draw DC comic characters, you know, how to draw the Hulk and Spider-Man from that era. And that's where I got my start in terms of drawing, you know. I still think I have those books sitting around here somewhere. They, you know, step by step. It was expensive to start painting in good quality. Yes, that's true. It's true. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't have access to the kind of affordable paints and materials like we do today. You know, I mean, when I was a kid back in the '80s, you know, China wasn't cranking out tons of cheap paints and stuff like that that everybody got. You had to go and buy expensive stuff if you wanted to really do the real thing. You know, if you wanted to have like good quality work. Yeah, it wasn't like it is today, where you just go to Amazon and fill up a cart full of paints that are cheap, but the quality is good enough, if not excellent sometimes. There we go. That feels a little loose, but I'll leave it. It's okay. It's all right. Cartoons. That sounds familiar. Okay. Yeah, I used to collect Mad Magazine. I loved Mad Magazine. Alfred E. Newman. What Me Worry? Let me grab my phone and I'll look up cartoons. I may have seen it. Was it a competitor with Mad Magazine? Okay. Oh, yeah. Nice. I have seen that before. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on the rack next to Mad Magazine. Yeah. They had the rat rods on the front and stuff like that. Good old days. Yeah, the 80s art style was something else, man. I mean, not just the 80s art, like, you know, 70s art style and the 60s art style was right up there with the 80s art style. They had some wacky stuff. I'm not gonna do that. We just have to take our chances. Yeah. Yeah, I saw some pictures of it over there. I'm fairly confident I've seen it stacked up next to Mad Magazine and Heavy Metal back in the day in the newsstand. There we go. That's good. No, it's too short. That one's too short too. Man. There we go. Get this guy in there. Is this one clipped? Just right there. Nice and sharp. This one's fighting me. It just doesn't want to go in there. Come on, you mother. Guess it's not bad. Let's see if we can't cheese it a little bit. A couple of TV shows would teach kids how to draw. The Secret City. The Secret City? Was that the name of the show? Or... It's kind of cool. I don't know why they don't... I mean, I guess I know why they don't do programming like that anymore. It's because nobody watches TV like that anymore. Gotta get my longer C-clamp out here to compress this bad boy. Because my hands are too slippery right now. There we are. When in doubt, use mechanical advantage, if you can. I doubt that's going to work. Don't want to mar it up too badly. Well, it was an idea. Oh, I bet he is, man. It's funny. It's kind of sad to see, you know, these old show hosts. We knew them as young people, and then they get old, like we do, and then they have to adapt to a new environment, especially on YouTube. Good God. This is not working out today. I'm going to pull one of these. And it's not like the old days where we just turn on Channel 9. That's not Channel 9 in our case. And watch all those shows like Bob Ross and Sesame Street and all that stuff. Those days are gone. Kids these days will never know what it's like to have to wait for a TV show to come out with a new episode every week. Yeah. Or have to like catch up on an episode. What was that? There we are. Now nowadays everybody gets everything they want immediately. Just log into Netflix and you're at it. Okay, there's that one. Oops, we got parts done over there. I'll be right back. Grab those guys. Mark Kistler. So he's still out there doing it, huh? Good for him. I'm sure if Bob Ross is still around, he'd be doing it as well too. I know they got a channel for him on YouTube where they play their reruns, which is pretty cool of them. Let me prep these first here. Was he a young man when he started doing it? I imagine he's probably pretty old now. There we are. Get in there. There we go. I think I got it. All right. Well, he must have been really young when he was doing it then. If he's only 62 now. Maybe you got the wrong name. Or same name, wrong guy. Who knows? There we are. Let's see if we can't get this to work this time. Maybe he was 62 when he started doing it. Shock and amaze. Young at heart. Why is this not going in here? Maybe they're not seated properly. Alright. Don't want to do this, but it might be the only way. Very gently coax it through. Okay, that was a very gentle coaxing through. So we don't want a repeat of yesterday. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, I mean, some guys got their start early. Was it public access? Because if it was public access, that makes sense. A lot of young guys are cutting their teeth on public access. Hey, that works. It looks pretty good too. I like that yellow-blue combo right there. Ah, okay. Oh, so you guys got PBS too. All right, I wasn't sure if you had the same broadcasting system. That makes sense. A lot of guys got their start there. It was the only way they could do it, you know. Like we actually had a PBS station down the street from where we lived. It was like an old UHF station. It was just a big square building with an antenna on it. And you would see guys going in there, you know, with all their equipment and like their costumes and bands and stuff like that. And like, you know, after a certain time of day, local guys could go out and put on a show, and sometimes they got picked up, sometimes they didn't. A channel from Waterloo. Yeah. It's a long ways away. Man. Every time I hear Waterloo, I always think of like Napoleon. Vive un peu! Does Quebec ever celebrate Napoleon? I'm not sure if that's a big thing still. Is there like a Napoleon Day? How do French people view Napoleon these days? Is my question. You know, do you think it was just like a good general or a great general, or you know, was he the bane of France? I don't know. Okay, let's try this again over here. No more Jacques Cartier. What about Jacques Clouseau? I used to watch him back in the day. The Deep Sea Diver, Jacques Clouseau. Okay, here we go again. Good luck. Just being very gentle. Trying to get it through. It's fighting. It is fighting. Well, it'd be a shame if they don't. A lot of lessons. Okay. Come on, dang it. Gotta. I'm just gonna pour this guy down a little bit. Yeah, he was from France. Heck of a guy. Great show. Did he work with Nat Geographic, or was he just... I think he was with National Geographic. Or did he just do his own thing? I want to say he was with National Geographic. Back in the day. You can do it. That felt like it gripped a little bit. Let's just see if we can pop it through without drilling it out. Ah, damn. Oh, okay. Explains where he got his money from. One more print ready. Let's try this side. This guy, okay, off it comes. See, this may be a part that I'm probably up. I'm gonna have to rebuild this part again. Ah, didn't put enough shoulder on it. That's gonna be a part I'm gonna have to update. One more update for the list. Damn. Oh, it makes me so mad. Well, ideally, I'd be able to get a tabletop game going with him, you know. But you gotta find the right crew of people who are okay with it. I know a lot of the Warhammer guys don't want to invite non-Warhammer players, but there are a group called the One Page Rule people, and they tend to be pretty cool about it. And we've got a couple places around here that we can game, so hopefully I'll be able to put him there. But if not, I mean, just building him and displaying him is good fun. Why is this not working? What did I do wrong? Okay, I'm going to print another one of these guys. Because, you know, when you make a mistake, as long as you keep repeating it over and over again, eventually it'll work itself out. Okay, 1 second, I'm going to grab the other part over here. That's the center part of our drum right there, and I will print off the bullets and other parts. Cool. No, that's very true. Beer and pretzel game. Oh. Yeah, I quit drinking too soon. Sometimes I miss having a nice beer. In my case, a bourbon or two. But, you know, you get to a certain age, it just doesn't do it for you anymore. Nowadays, I just have like a NA beer with my meal or something like that, and I'm good. Maybe I can flatten this guy out a little bit here. See if that helps. Joe Sanorini, that sounds so familiar. Who was he with? The name really does ring a bell. I'll tell you, you know, booze and model making do not go hand in hand, because you'll wake up the next day and they'll be all over the place. But yeah, stay away from it. That's what I always tell my kids. Don't go near it. Don't waste your time or your life. You know, when you're in college and stuff, I guess it's okay. Okay. Solo instrumental. I've always been more of an instrumental kind of guy. I've never really been into, like, you know, vocalization too much. Let's see, it's that. It's that. While we're waiting for those other parts to print out. That turret we can assemble. We can start still gotta do that other gauntlet, don't I? There. Okay. Do the gauntlet. Must not neglect the gauntlet. Ooh, there you go. Let's see, we gotta find another thumb here. Parts. That's definitely a thumb. Well, what kind of music are you into? What do you usually listen to? Where'd you grow up listening to? Let's put it that way. I'll have to look him up, see what I think. Because there are a lot of good guitarists out there. But if he's the best, I'll take your word for it. I'm with you on that. Never been a rap guy. Rap and hip hop, just kind of over the top of my head. Not my thing. But yeah. Yeah, basically like everything, you know, with the exception of that. I've never been too big on country music either. There are a few out there, like, you know, I like some of the older country stuff, like older. Like Johnny Cash. I can listen to Cash any old day. You know. When it comes to jazz, instrumental. It's definitely gotta be instrumental. Nothing like a good, cool saxophone. Maybe throw a Hammond organ in there in the background, it's even better. I don't want that going there. There we are. Well, I understand that. I mean, we grew up at a very unique time, considering, you know, the sheer choice of music we had. I mean, I'll even go back and listen to some of the stuff from the 1930s, you know. And with the internet, you can go and sample anything from any era, and you'll find something you like. It's just a matter of happening across it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, how can you not get into like all different kinds of music, especially these days with the access we have? It's like a smorgasbord of choice. There it is, finally. Just double check that to make sure that's in there properly. Well, we're still only at 3 viewers right now. Have yet to see the double digits kick in. JK, you call your friends at the CIA, get them to tap our line again, boost our numbers, or the RCMP. I'm sorry, not the CIA. We need all of Canada to help us out. There we go. No, I have not. Hollowed. I mean, I do eventually want to design a Titan level machine. And one of the things I am designing right now is a tank base. Like literally one that you could open up. Like it's gonna be about this big, you know, if you can see what I'm doing here. I mean it's a monster. And when I get into the phase of showing some of my design work, I'll definitely show you guys what I've got made so far. It's huge. It's called the HMMH Cauldron, and it is a giant tank base. It's going to have different compartments that you can, you know, open up and look inside. So I have like a med bay, an armory, sleeping quarters. Then it's got a command tower and all stuff. It's just like a giant tank that the army has all of its officers in, comes to the field, conducts all the warfare, huge armaments around it. And the model itself, the goal is to make it so that you can open it up and use it as a skirmish match. So if you have your soldiers infiltrate the tank, you can use it as a battleground, you know, something like that. But no, eventually in terms of like a, well, like, yeah, the Titan I want to make, I don't know. I mean, I could make it bipedal. I could make it a quadruped, you know. It could be tread-based, roller-based. It's kind of like, you know, sky's the limit. I mean, for this guy, for this particular army, I'd probably go bipedal just to kind of keep with the theme. With an alien army, and I've got a couple of different ideas, well, that might come out to have more legs or, you know, different means of ambulatory movement. We'll see. We shall see. Problem is I gotta find the time to make the darn thing, you know. Like I wish I was, you know, if I was like a multimillionaire, I'd just be sitting at my desk all day designing, doing this all day long, you know. That'd be awesome. That's a little loose. Oh yeah, bipedal tank art. I've seen a lot of that. There's the Krieg series, not from Warhammer, but what's it called? Oh, Krieg something or other. Is it Kriega Machina, something like that? They do a lot of bipedal tank stuff, and they actually have model kits too, which are pretty sick. Let's pull that one there. Tank head, yeah. The tank head concept has been used by a lot of people. And I mean, why not, you know? You have to have a means of shooting your enemy, right? Might as well just have a giant tank head mount or tank turret mounted on a machine. Fire away. That'll do it. That feels tighter. There we are. It's a little better. So Hollow, what are you up to tonight, man? Besides hanging out with this old fart. These old farts, I should say. There's more than one of us here. Oh, okay. That's a long ways away. It's lunchtime there, huh? That's awesome. It's let's see here. It's gosh, it's 11:25 here in the evening, I think. Actually, it's funny, you know. I've seen some guys from the Philippines who have done some 3D printing model kits, and they do some really wonderful work. You know, very impressive stuff. Um, the biggest problem with 3D printing in the Philippines is it's too humid, and for like PLA like this, it causes all kinds of stringing issues. It's like a lot of guys in the Philippines like I curse the heat here, you know, like the temperatures and the moisture. It causes so many problems for the 3D printing process. Now is Bucky's the chain restaurant Bucky's is from the Philippines, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's early for us. Yeah, you guys have to import it all, I guess. That's where we get ours from too. Most of our machines come from Shenzhen. You know, like Reality products are from Shenzhen, and they're the most affordable ones for us too. Oops. In fact, JK, your A1 is probably made in Shenzhen as well. I mean, it's the factory of the world, you know. I don't think there is an American-made 3D printer. I know there's Prusa, which is made in, I think, Czech Republic, something like that. But, I mean, what isn't made in China? Like, you know, Hollow, here in America, we've got some stores that sell, like, whole printers. I mean, do you have to buy the parts to put them together there, or can you actually, like, buy them at a store if you wanted to? Well, I hope you get it, man. It's a fun hobby. And I get it too, like, you know, money's tight for everyone. Yeah, I know, right? If they were made here, they'd be super expensive too. Wait a minute. We do have distributors here. You can buy the whole set. Oh, so you were working on Emperor Titan? Like, how many centimeters was that thing? Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I guarantee it's a slow process making that thing. So, JK, just for your information, an Emperor Titan is about like this big. Think, how many centimeters would that be? They're huge. Some are even bigger. There's the Harbinger, the Warhound, and the why am I totally blanking on this? I can't remember my Titans. How many, like, how big is it? How many centimeters do you think your Titan's going to come out to be when you're done? That one went through all right. By the way, Hollow, um, if you ever, get back into it, that QR code on my screen, save that, and this model's free if you want to. You can print out as many as you want. Oh, like 2 warlords? Jesus. Yeah, so that's like like that. That's a lot of plastic. But I bet it's cool when it's done. Now, eventually, I'd like to make something big like that, Oh, okay. Cool. That's good hearing. Now, you might not be able to find the metal piping. It's, well, actually, you could. I think I got this in metric. I don't know if they sell this out there for the hydraulics. You can just print the hydraulics, but aluminum tubing and the corresponding diameters are available. So you can make the hydraulics a little shinier and rougher or tougher. For like to print a Titan, you're talking a couple spools probably at least. I mean, it's a lot of plastic. But you only have to make one. Or 2. Or 3. Hey, Howell, thanks for getting it, by the way. Hope you enjoy it. Now, I'll tell you right now, if I do make a Titan, it's going to move. It's not going to be stationary. You're going to be able to move it around, be able to pose it and all kinds of stuff. And it won't have the limited movement like an Emperor class Titan has. Just got to find time to do it. Yeah, we like big toys, don't we? Oh, see, there you go. I almost did that. I almost kit bashed some Gundam joints to my night as well, but then I was like, I'd just be ruining the model because like those nights are expensive, and that's when I was like, I'm just gonna design my own, and it's gonna come out. Hopefully someday we'll come up with. Well, JK, what you can do is that when you design something, or anything that you put into your software to set up the printer, you can invert it so it makes a mold. You can actually tell it to make a mold of the object that you want. Hello, Technomask. Welcome. How you doing? Love your icon. I just had pizza tonight. But no, like anything that you put into like your slicing software for your printer, you can invert it and make a mold so you can do an injection if you wanted to, and use it, make a solid resin piece or a plastic piece as well. The technology's just getting so much better. I'm doing good, Techna. Thank you. Techna, are you into 3D printing and model making, or just checking out what we got going on here? But yeah, I'm definitely going to make a Titan eventually. I just want to make it something a little different, I want to make the Titan have its a kind of aesthetic that's just more unique. I mean, I like the hunched back, look of these guys, and it's clearly heavily influenced by Warhammer 40K. But when I make it my Titan, I want it to be something that has an aesthetic to it that is all its own, Yeah. Well, Techna, now's the time to get into it. ship of the line with legs. Anything's possible. That's the thing. I gotta think about it, you know, like if you were to actually make a battle platform that big, I would have to think about how do you defend it from the bottom up, you know, and the top down. What resources would it need? Um, you know, like those design aspects always come to my mind. It's like, imagine you do have a giant battle platform like that. Well, what's to stop guys from, like, you know, throwing grappling hooks on and climbing up and messing with the joints and stuff like that? You have to have like turret systems, or like, you know, areas where soldiers can sit out and shoot down and stuff like that, and have it accessible. So those kinds of things come to mind when I'm thinking about making a really big Titan, you know. Yeah. You'll see in time. We'll get there. Well, this Tecna is a model I designed for tabletop gaming that you can 3D print totally free, and it is fully articulated. You can move all of its parts, and it's kind of a in a way, it's a tool to teach people how to print, use 3D printing, and model building at the same time. You know? It's called the Caractacus, and if you, like I said, if you want the files, they are free to download, and you can make as many as you like. Where are you from, Tecna? I mean, we got people from all over here today. We got JK from Canada. We got Hollow from the Philippines. I'm stuck in the middle of America. Kind of cool. Oh, hey, Hollowed, what are you having for lunch, if you don't mind me asking? It's not balut, is it? I'm from the USA myself. I'm from Missouri. USA. Old chestnut. Ah, you know, I love crab meat, but I can't eat it. I'm allergic to it. Sucks, because it's so good. I mean, I'm not super allergic to it. I just get like itchy throat, and it's unpleasant, but man, oh man. Crab is good, but not for me. Hello, Parker, and welcome. Gosh, I'm getting some people tonight. It's awesome. I'm glad you all came. Starting to make me think that this channel was worthwhile giving it a try. I got so many new friends. Parker, you from the same part of town as Tecna? Let's see if we get this guy in here. Come on. Oh, always so difficult. Oh, cool. So it's going to make it easier when you guys start making these models. You can share each other's techniques. You can paint them together. Oops. Yeah, that one goes. Where is it? Ah. There we are. Second gauntlet hand coming together. I need a swig of my beverage. Get a little dry throat here. Okay. Oops, I shouldn't have clipped that one off so soon. Oh well. It's made out of PLA. I will show you. This spool right here represents what it's made out of, and it's put together on a 3D printer. And it's done on these machines over here. As you can see, they're running right now, making parts for me as we speak. And yeah, once you get the hang of the machines, they do all the work, except for putting the thing together in the end. I am currently using what are called Ender 3s. They're an older machine, but they are very reliable. Yeah. Oh, you should. It's the way of the future. Get them before they're regulated. I mean, it seems like everything's up for regulation these days, so you might as well get them before the government tries to take them away. Not to be conspiratorial, but yeah. Oh, hey, Hollow, by the way, when you print yours out, you should post it so we could see it. I like to see how people do theirs, you know. And since you guys are from the USA, Techna and Parker, check out Micro Center if you have one close by. They tend to have lots of 3D printers to choose from. If you ever are looking to buy one, or your local Craigslist. That's where you get a nice used one cheap. Oops, that didn't stay. Get in there. Err. I'm going for an X2D. Not sure what that is. Who makes that one? Okay. Oh, Bamboo Labs. Okay. Yeah, Bamboo Labs is a very good company. Make really good stuff. High-end stuff. And they're fast. I mean, these old clunkers just, you know, they do their job, but they're not nearly as fast as some of the stuff that's coming out right now. Very impressive. I don't know, I'm almost afraid to upgrade. You know, once you get used to a machine, you don't want to let it go. And the thing about these old boys is they can be so heavily modified. You know, they got so many options on them. Hard to beat that old iron, as they say. There we go. Shoot, I imagine most of those Bamboo Labs are probably $900. Holy Jesus! Wow. Well, if you can get it, man, get it. It'll make all your dreams come true. Go for it. Yeah, go big or go home, I guess. Oh yeah, that's cool. Are you guys in uh, high school, college, middle school? What? Oh, okay. Good old STEM classes, man. Well, see, there you go. I mean, like, they'll probably have enough printers there that you guys can make all kinds of stuff on it. Yeah, yeah. I can. Oh, freshman. Congratulations. Welcome to the next level. I still remember my freshman year, back when I had a ponytail. Long time ago. Shoot, that was like, I didn't want to say what year it was. It was in the 90s. Heck, we didn't even have the internet back then when I was in high school. It was a new thing. Let's see here. And hey, well, if you're in high school and you have a ponytail, you're in the right place. Um, well, if you're going to start 3D designing, starting now is a great time to do it. And with your student account, if your school works that way, if they have accounts, you can make a profile or an account with Tinkercad, which is what I made this guy. There we are. Am I back? I'm back. That was weird. All right. Every once in a while, not such a big deal. I mean, shoot, I've got like 700 megabyte download and 500 upload. Shouldn't be a problem, but I don't know. I don't know. Now, it's the second time tonight. I don't know if it's me or if it's Restream or what. It's probably Restream that's doing it. When I was in second year of high school, we got this new thing everyone wanted to play. It'd be accepted. They were called TRS-80 computer. Yeah. Was that, hey, JK, those old TRS-80s, was that the old black and green screen computer? Like they had just two colors, black and green? I think we had those too. We learned to program Turtle on that, is what it was called. I'm so old. Shoot, when I was in high school, we were just starting. Yes, and they were huge. Yeah, I remember they were like a keyboard screen combo. We had like 3 or 4 of them in a room. That was our computer bay. Yeah. Well, you guys did. Wait a minute. You did Turtle in 8th grade? Oh wow. I'm surprised they still did that. I mean, that's old school. Well, at least they're giving you guys fundamentals. Where did that go? Yeah, I don't even remember how to program Turtle. I'm sure I could ask Grok to retrain me on how to do that. I still remember when the Apple IIe came out, and that was the shit, you know, pardon my language. Once upon a time. One of the first color computers out there. Okay, I got print that's done. Dude, JK, I used to do data transfer for a university. And I'm talking reel to reel, like the big spools of data. And it was just a stack of punch cards. And I'm typing in the code and just doing this all day long, just numbers. Your eyes go crossed after about 10 minutes of that. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, kids these days, they don't know how good they have it. Man yells at clouds. Oh, where did that turret piece go? Just had it. Yeah. I'm not sure if I showed you guys this, Parker and Techno. You can see like every part on this guy moves. You know, fully posable. And if I can do this with Tinkercad, so can you. Python, the old web software, joy of joys, and C and C++, those were fun too. Articulation, tons of it, fully posable. That's one thing it had to have. It had to be articulated. You know, I couldn't just have a model that stood there by itself. It had to have movement. Come on. There we are. Fine. This was not working out the other day and earlier today. But now it is pinned properly. Get in there. And it works. Yeah. Hey, Hollowed, you guys have a lot of guns. Come on. Sorry, guys. Are you all still here? Did you make it? It's not me, guys. Apparently the Russians and the Chinese are in. Yeah. You guys can hear me. My bit rate is jumping around like crazy. It went from 250, now it's back up to 4,000. I think it's restream, you know, because I'm streaming to YouTube as well as Twitch. Darn. I don't know, maybe I'll just have to stream to YouTube from now on directly. Okay, let's see if this holds out this time. I'm gonna call my ISP tomorrow. See what's going on, because I cannot have this kind of crappy quality for you guys. You guys deserve better. Okay, let's try this one more time. So, JK, this guy is nuclear powered. And as you can see right there, it says 1.21 GW. That's for gigawatts. If you get the reference, to 1.21 gigawatts, then you could watch movies with me. I'm trying to stream daily if the darn thing will let me do it. I get on at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time and then stay till midnight Central Standard Time, 2 hours, and just work on whatever projects I've got. I'm either going to be building models, painting them, or I'll be sitting down and designing them. So like I'll be using Tinkercad, and if you guys want to come in and make a suggestion on a model I'm working on, or if you got a question about how Tinkercad works while I'm doing it, no problem. Same with the painting. But yeah, that's right, JK, you got it. Back to the Future, 1.21 gigawatts. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's, Restream is a free service that splits my signal to two different places because I'm not sure you can actually like run two OBSs sending it to different platforms. You have to pick one. So it makes sense why I would goof up every once in a while. Oh, hey man, thanks for stopping by, Parker. And I hope your appointment goes well. I hope they find that you're extremely healthy and they prescribe that you start 3D printing immediately. And good luck with your first days at school. Freshman year could be a little intimidating, but don't worry, you'll get through it. You'll be fine. And thanks for coming in and commenting. Yeah, we got a good crew here. Good bunch of guys. There we are. See, now I got that music from Back to the Future stuck in my head, Going back in time. Da, 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 da. Man, this sucks. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything. I was working fine for the longest time. Do another speed test just out of curiosity. I'm going to find out that my ISP has canceled me. Okay. That's fine. Let's see what the upload is. Oh, okay, so my upload is over, let's see, 180, 200, come on, keep going, keep going. Yeah, I'm over 200 megabits per second upload, so I'm not taking blame for this. I'm blaming Restream. Maybe they want me just to, do their paid subscription. This is the way to try and push me to doing it. Like, oh, you want uninterrupted streaming? Well, pay us $100 a month. That's how they get you. They let you have a little Restream for a little while, get you hooked on the process, and they're like, hey man, funny how things got interrupted last night. Be a shame if it happened again. Hook us up with a few bucks and you'll be okay. Well, you know what? My stuff is not a sub. You get it, you make it, and there's no questions asked. I do have a bit of a quandary though. My wife is like, "So when are you going to make these things for sale?" And I'm like, "Babe, I don't want to. You know, I'm just sharing." You know? But that's how wives are. You know? Everything's got to be monetized. There we go. All right, that's 2 gauntlets we have here. Cool. Now we gotta get this guy back on there. Get some of this old glue. I know, right? I mean, I was thinking of like one thing I could do is offer a service. Like, you know, I could like if somebody wanted me to, I could print out and build one and then send it to them, or I could print out a kit if they don't have a 3D printer and then sell that to them. That would like help support the channel. Or if they wanted me to, I could even print it out, build it, and paint it and send it. You know, that'd be a way to make a couple of bucks. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of just people being able to download it and have at it and make as many as they want, because it's a training tool. You know, it trains you how to use your machine, and it trains you how to, you know, build a model and think mechanically. You know, it's important. Everybody's got to give a little something, you know, to the people, to life. Well, see, dude, if you can make some money doing that, do it. Like I may just make a couple more of these, build them and paint them, and just put them on eBay or something. You know, just see if I can make a few bucks. I mean, not everybody's got the talent. If you've got the talent, Hollow, to paint, you know, I know, JK, you got the talent. you could you could do like the scenescapes on the armor for me. But no, if you could paint something and people want to give you money for it, do it. It's a side hustle. Plus, it's relaxing. I mean, something you could do in your off time and really enjoy yourself. Start your own channel. You can have Restream drop your channel like mine. There we go. Yeah, I'm bad about that too. Like when it comes to like how much should I charge somebody for something, I'm like, I hate to ask for money. And my wife, she's like, give us the money you owe us. I'm like, fine, she let her do that. But when it comes to like, I get squeamish. I'm like, yeah, can I have maybe this much for it? Yeah. Yeah. I have spindly fingers to put stuff together. Well, there you go. You can get into the tight to reach spaces. Make it work. Now, let's get some glue on this bad boy. But you know, like, I mean, look, I'll tell you, Hollow. Somebody once said something to me, you know, never underestimate the poor taste of the customer. Meaning that, like, you may see all the flaws in your thing. You may not think it's worth very much. But if the guy is like, ooh, this is like beautiful, I gotta have this, I'll give you X amount for it. Let them just determine the price, you know, because like they find that value and they will give you what they think it's worth, and that kind of sets the standard, you know. Let the customer tell you what it's worth, you know. If a guy's like, I'll give you $1,000 to paint a Titan for me, be like, okay, and just do it. There we are. Yeah. And it's like, you don't want to ask. I mean, like, well, I love to help you, but, you know, I don't have the time for it. But, you know, I mean, if you got a talent, If a customer is willing to pay for it, I don't see why you shouldn't take it. You're not taking advantage of them. You're providing a service, and you can be reasonable. I mean, how much money does a man need? I just want to make enough money to live comfortably. I don't have to be rich. I don't care about that. I just care about being able to do stuff like this. This is what matters to me. It's my passion, man. Because it brings me joy. Let's put a little clip on this guy. I love fixing computers too. I love building computers. I've built so many computers in my time for friends and stuff like that. I never charged them either. By the lake, yeah. Come on. Let's see if I can't get a better angle from over. Oh. I don't know. I think we're just two nice guys, Some people are just better at making money and demanding things of others. Cool. Actually, I'm going to tilt this a little bit towards the fan. I got a nice fan going here. Keep me cool. I'll slip this armor back on him. There we go. I'm with you on that, JK. And again, when you can make your own stuff, you don't have to buy it from other people. I mean, I know I keep waxing philosophical about 3D printing, but this has been very liberating. By having 3D printers, I've been able to do so much stuff that I wanted to do since I was a kid, and I could do now, it just opens up the possibilities, You can make anything you want. If something's not good enough on the market, all right, design your own. I got to print his face shield out. Haven't done that yet. Limited by imagination. That depends on how good your imagination is. I hope you're not limited by your imagination. Heck, you're going into the perfect time to start doing stuff like this. In your school, I'm willing to bet, has great resources. Schools I've seen around here, like their STEM programs. Boy, if I had that stuff when I was your age, oof, I would have had a blast. When I was in high school, I was always hanging out in the shop class because just the sheer amount of tools there to do all the kind of modifications that I wanted and things like that. Like I was building resin kits that I had imported from Japan, of like RoboCop 2 and stuff like that back in the 90s. That stuff was still new and cheap. Wasn't doing much woodworking. Yes, totally, JK. I agree. Once you get started, once that brain starts thinking of all the possibilities, it just grows and grows and grows. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to start the next print here. I'm going to get his face shield printed off. Okay, here's the hoping. The big problem I'm having right now, and I'm sure Hollow can attest to this, is that when you have a lot of humidity, you get a lot of stringing when you're 3D printing. You can see it right here, this stuff, and that makes your prints look really ugly. And every time I tried to print this darn face shield off, it comes out stringy. You have to dry your filament sometimes in order to make it work properly. Yeah, spaghetti mess. Total spaghetti mess. Of course, this guy came out pretty well. Let's break this off here. There we go. So that's what they call a tree support. And they are awesome. Like, JK, we were talking the other day about miniature printing and using like the resin style supports. Trees are very, very similar to that. And if you dial them in just right, you get really good results. I mean, this one came out really nicely. Let's see here. My warlord's knee snapped because the infill is not enough and the humidity. Are you serious? Oh my god. That's brutal. Well, yeah, I mean, like, you know, PLA is, what do they call it? Hydroscopic. It sucks in moisture, you know? And were you using, what do they call it? Silk PLA? Because that's especially susceptible to moisture. It deteriorates so quickly, so rapidly. What time we got here? That's 12:16. Darn. Well, I guess it's been about 2 hours, guys. Yeah, but well, 50% at that size though, that's, I mean, even if it's like 25%, that's still a lot of support. I mean, for such like big pieces, you know. Did it just like crumble, you know, or just snap under its own weight? Oh, that sucks. Maybe it was just a bad batch of PLA, because I've had that happen. Like, you know, like some spools are healthier than others. They're much more durable than others. And some of them are just like really crappy. I guess it depends, like, you know, what brand you got, what batch you got. All right, so it is, let me just double check my time here. Yeah. Guys, it's 12:17. I've got to get to bed and print out some more parts for tomorrow's little hangout that we're going to have, which I hope you all come back. So let me say goodnight, and I'm sorry about the disruptions that we had. That's Restream's fault, not mine. Hopefully it won't happen again. So let me say my adieus. And thank you all for coming here tonight. It's been really awesome. I mean, all the support, and, you know, just nice to see that there are people who care. Yeah. All right, fellas. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. And I will say goodnight in 3, 2, 1.